This episode is in collaboration with Protein Rebel, who provide natural sports nutrition for runners that's easy to digest and tasty while delivering both performance and health benefits. Protein Rebel are a natural sports nutrition brand focused on easy to digest and tasty products for endurance athletes, including runners, cyclists and triathletes. Protein Rebel believe in natural, calming ingredients that taste great and have a low impact on the planet. Use Local Runners 15 for 15% off, excluding subscriptions and gift cards.
Now on to the interview with the episode. We have a non-club runner who has an amazing story. She has personal best of 23.43 for the 5k, 49.23 for the 10k, 1:45.25 for the half marathon, and 3:45.54 for the marathon. Please welcome Bev Beeley. Welcome, Bev.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, so we're going to start with a discussion point.
So last week, Sport England and the This Girl Can campaign were encouraging groups to come together as part of a national campaign to raise awareness of the safety fears that women experience around exercising outdoors during the winter months when the clocks change and the dark nights set in. Because apparently research shows that 72% of women change their behaviour due to safety fears at this time of year. So they're asking groups to come together to raise awareness as part of a campaign that they've called Let's Lift the Curfew. So discussion point, what are our thoughts on this? I guess myself and Bev, as females, do we change our behaviour due to safety fears, and is there anything we can do to increase our safety at this time of year? So I'll kick off at then, I guess. I think I've said before, we've discussed this previously, haven't we? I don't change. I purposely try not to change my behaviour. If I want to run somewhere, I will run somewhere. But I do a lot of running with other people, and I do things like wear lights and stuff at this time of year. I guess when I say I don't change my behaviour though, I suppose I do. Like, I don't go on the canal as much, but that's, for me, it's more not around fear of safety, but just because it's so dark. And like we were talking earlier, that I'll probably fall over something. So yeah, I try not to let it impact on my behaviour too much, but I guess I do make some changes. What about yourself?
So I tend to do a lot of running in the morning, so I'll go out at like 5:30, where it obviously is dark now. I'm not actually scared of running my own in the dark, but again, as Katie said, I wouldn't go on the canal or anywhere like that, the loop line near where we live. I wouldn't go there, but I'm quite happy to run around our estate on my own.
Yeah.
Last year I did a lot of indoor running at the gym because of it, but I don't know, I feel okay doing it outside. So I would probably say for me, because I do a lot of running on my own, that not really much of it has changed, apart from maybe, like you said, the canal or
do you wear
like
lights?
That.
And
yeah, I've got a chest light, and I have tried the head torches before, but to be fair, they do make me feel a little bit sick when I'm running because they're bouncing. Yeah. So where I run around the estate, it's literally, it's lit up, it's not down any country roads or anywhere like that, so I do feel quite safe.
Yeah.
So for me, my behaviour's not really changed, but I can see why a lot of people.
Yeah, I guess it's a reality, isn't it, that unfortunately there are kind of incidents of women being targeted at this time of year. So I guess it's just kind of being aware, really. What about the guys? I guess is it just a female thing, or because obviously this campaign's all about raising awareness for women, but do you change your behaviour at this time of year for safety fears? Or
not for safety fears, really. I suppose obviously I wouldn't run on the canal because you can't see anything. But I changed it, like I try and do more morning running because I can get out like 7 when it's just coming light before work if I'm not travelling. And I don't like running around the streets because the car headlights, you can't see anything, can you, and dazzle you, so I just hate it. I did put a run on, didn't I, when I said I hated that. That was the worst run ever. So yeah, just for that reason, really. I think, like, obviously with Claire's said she gets people like shouting boo out of vans and stuff like that, and they go past, and so we'll sort of, you'll see we do a couple of runs together sometimes, and basically just as best off within a couple of into it. But I don't wear like lights and stuff. I don't like them. They go in the category of hydration vests for me, that I'd rather die of thirst to get run over than yeah. What about you?
I No, I do most of my running throughout the day, unless I'm doing a session down at the club or somewhere. If I was doing like a session at Outram Road, I wouldn't put lights on, but I don't really change any of my running schedule because most of my runs are done in the day, and they're mostly done on my own anyway. And with you on the lights though, Bev, like I was running with someone a couple of weeks ago and they had the light on the chest and it was moving around and I'm like, it's like motion sickness, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I've had a couple of times where I've needed to go for a run at night and I don't really mind it, but headlights get on my nerves. But I think for safety wise, I'll always have my phone with me.
Yeah.
I always use the beacon feature on Strava, and I always use the there's a Garmin feature as well, which as soon as you start, people can start tracking your run as well.
Everyone should use them. I never use that.
I know, I don't either. You should do, really.
Yeah.
But even just sending it to your kids,
exactly,
and stuff like that. Like, I used to have it where I sent it to my granddad, and he was just on the list of people, and then at the end of the day, I'd be chatting to him, and he'll go, "Oh, you did a good run today, didn't you?" But it wouldn't be out of safety; it'd be out of people wanting to know what you're doing, and curiosity. So, what about you, Dave?
Yeah, I know we've obviously discussed this before, and I did mention a few months back that there was one incident, luckily there's not been many for me, but where I was being followed back down the canal by some lads with balaclavas on and motorbikes, and I thought they're after taking something from me, probably my phone or something like that. So on that occasion I changed my route. I managed to find an exit and got myself into a residential area as quickly as I could, but it's sad really that we have to change our behaviours, isn't it, because of a minority in society. I mean, this time of year it always reminds me of something I experienced many years ago, where we were in a group of runners and there were kids aiming fireworks at us. So that's another one this time of year that you got to be aware of. So it is sad that it comes to that. The only one I've not mentioned on this topic before, but I think it's a good one to bring up. So I had a friend who I used to train with many years ago, and he was out running and he actually had a heart attack, and they found him, but because he had no ID on him, as far as his partner was concerned, he was just missing.
Wow.
And it was over 24 hours before they were able to identify him and inform his partner. So
always carry something.
I was going to say, so my point is that we, and I'm guilty of not always doing it, but we should always carry something with us if we're running our own to identify us, because God forbid in that horrific scenario, you'd like someone to be notified as soon as possible rather than you miss it. And of course it helps, if you've got any medical history, it might potentially help your treatment.
There's a thing that I had, and it was something that you put on your watch, and it had like a little ID, so it'd say like your eyes contact.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I had.
They have it on parkrun barcodes as well, don't they?
So I wonder if there's something that you can put on your watch that can give you like.
I've seen things that you can buy online where they attach to your watch and they actually identify.
The problem isn't we think we're invincible almost, don't we? You don't think until something like that happens. You don't think it's going to happen. You think, I'm a runner, I'm fit, I'm healthy.
Yeah.
Nothing like that's going to happen.
Don't like carrying my phone either with me, really.
No.
But
again, if it's on your watch, then.
I mean, he won't mind me mentioning it, but Gary Priestley, who used to live with me, a previous guest, he was out for a run about a year ago, and he was running up a hill towards the canal in Hyde, and he just collapsed. He fainted, and he said he came to, and there was a couple stood over him. So you've had a bad knock to the head, and there was blood on his head, and he said, you need to get seen to, and he said, no, I'm fine, I'll make my own way home. But they messaged him to make sure he was okay. But that's another example of, it could have been worse, and you'd like it might help to be identified.
Someone told me about Tim as well, didn't Tim, who runs for Altrincham? Didn't he have a fall on the moors once and broke his ankle?
Tim Greenhold, he twisted his ankle, and it was going dark. It was just sort of he was just hoping to catch the last of the daylight.
I think somebody heard him, didn't they? But he
was shouting help, and a dog walker overheard him, and luckily I was able to get help for him.
Yeah, so again, I guess it just shows it's not. I mean, it's good that the campaign's raising the awareness around women specifically, because I think, unfortunately, there are more
Nutters.
Yeah. Women are more vulnerable in many ways, aren't they? But I think it's something that at this time of year we should all think about as well, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I'm going to look at that beacon thing. I've never used that.
Yeah,
before.
it is.
You do need your phone with you.
Do you?
Oh dear.
Yeah, because it has to have a
2 seconds a
contact.
mile, that Dave.
That's not a contact. But I've just had a quick look on Amazon, and you can get the like a medical ID tag. So if you search for medical watch strap tag,
You could just.
And I
put
suspect they're very
10,
inexpensive.
10-15 quid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least just have a phone number, your name and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. But just to add on to that, because of this campaign, I popped along last week just to kind of see what people were doing, because they were encouraging different groups to go out. So I just wanted to give a mention. I went to Village Runners, who run from the village in Ashton every Wednesday, 6:30, and I just went for a run with them and had a chat. And again, the ladies were saying similar to what we've said, really, that they tend to run in a group anyway. They always wear bright lights. They were saying, like, safety in numbers. They feel better when they're in a group, but also when you're kind of visible. So they all wear, torches and headlamps and things. But then they were saying other things, like they let people know when they're going out, how long they're going to be. That kind of stuff. So just a shout to Pat and Sarah, who run that group and do a great job of providing a safe space for people in the community to exercise safely. And I know there's loads of groups out there, so they're not the only one, but if anyone's interested, pop along Village Ashton, 6:30 every Wednesday.
Okay, right, well let's get on to some questions then. Okay, you first started running a few years back, Beth.
We're waiting for that then.
2 years into your sobriety. So can you describe the crucial role that running played in those early days, and how exercise helped you to stay focused one day at a time?
Yeah, so my sobriety started in 2015, and then I got into exercise. I suppose I wanted to keep myself busy, sort of thing, and then I started running a little bit in 2017, and I remember training for my first half marathon, and it was a really big deal, you know what I mean? I really took the time to train for it. I was training with a couple of other people, and then like the night before, the other girls cancelled, so I had to do it on my own. So that was like a first mental strength episode for me to run that half. And then I sort of dabbed in and out of running till lockdown in 2020, but then I really took running on board. When we was in lockdown, that's all we could do. Running, but it does help me, and it has helped me from 2 years into my sobriety, that one day at a time. Running keeps me well. So
what was your first half then?
Manchester, 2017.
Yeah, great run, man.
It's my favourite half marathon, that anyway. But then I didn't do anything else then, like for medals sort of thing, until 2021.
Right.
Again, that was Manchester half.
You like that, racer?
Yeah.
So you've been sober for 10 years, and you state clearly that running helps you maintain your sobriety and mental well-being daily. So what is it specifically about the act of running that provides the mental and emotional stability?
I suppose it's the feeling of freedom and just endorphins as soon as we stop running. I just really enjoy it, and like I say, it's just once I step out that door, no matter what day I've had, good day, bad day, emotional day, traumatic day, if I go for a run, I know I'm going to be alright. And it's like, I don't know, I just keeps me well mentally. And the harder runs for me make me mentally stronger. So I run from a mental health, emotional health, then physical health, in that order. As long as I'm mentally well, then I'm emotionally well, I'm physically well. But yeah, I had to change, when I got sober, I had to change a lot of my people, places and playgrounds, as they say. So I wanted something that, for me, that I can just do on my own, and that's why I do a lot of running on my own. But I do run with other people, but yeah, so that's why. But it's not for everyone, but people have different coping mechanisms for in sobriety, and that's one of mine, I suppose. So,
Well done.
yeah.
And what was the initial moment or realisation that shifted your running from just exercise during lockdown to actively aiming for medals and structure again in 2021?
So, like I say, I used to go out and run in lockdown, and to pass time, I just used to try and stay out as long as we was allowed, or like a little bit longer. We was like allowed an hour, wasn't we? And I'm like, oh my God, I've been an hour and 10 minutes. And then just to get out, because I was still working during lockdown because I'm a healthcare worker. So it was good to get home and do something for me again. So then I started running a little bit longer in lockdown, and then in 2021, that's when I did another Manchester half for a medal with my friends, and it was that crossing that line with my friends that made me realise that actually, I think I can go further with this, and straight away I booked a Manchester marathon from there. So it's the atmosphere, I think, in the races for me. And the training and the plans and things like that. So like having a focus, something to focus on for 12, 16, 20 weeks, depending on what it is. So
that's you,
just
that,
keeps
isn't
me
it,
going.
It's Sean all over.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. I love that, mate. There's just a journey, innit?
Yeah.
From saying you're going to do something and then ticking the weeks off, and it keeps me motivated.
And if it's wrote down and you're ticking it off, it makes me more determined to do it, because you're like, oh yeah, next week I've got to do that. And as much as you don't want to do some of the runs, you're like, oh yeah, but when I get back I can tick that off and that's done, and I get structure from that. So, but yeah.
I think you said it when we did the episode with Stuart Holiday recently, that when you write things down, it gives you a real feeling of control.
Yeah, so having the plan laid out in the first place,
Yeah.
and then I do a training diary as well, so I reflect back on how each individual run went.
Yeah.
'Cause sometimes you feel your training might not be going as well as you want, but when you actually look back on it, there's a lot more good runs than bad runs.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Yeah,
There's not many where you come home and think that was a shocker.
No.
Most of them, you're happy with that,
And it's normally the ones you don't want to do that you enjoy the most.
Exactly, yeah. Or the ones you're not feeling it. You
Yeah.
think, oh, I really can't be arsed tonight. But
Yeah.
you get out and you feel great, don't you?
Yeah.
Glad you went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've said that you thrive on the feeling of what your body allows you to do. So can you pinpoint a specific moment or run when you truly felt amazed by your body's capabilities?
Yeah, I would probably say 2 points, both marathons again, Chester Marathon and Manchester Marathon this year. So I was chasing like a sub-4 marathon, and Chester was quite a hard marathon for me. It was quite hilly. But I come in at a good time, under 4 hours, and it was like I had to like really shake my head that I'd just actually done that. And I was just proper buzzing with that. And then Manchester Marathon was, I feel like someone sent that marathon this year for me to do, because I wasn't doing it. I was doing Leeds 2 weeks later, and then I got a charity place for Manchester. So I did Manchester, then 2 weeks later Leeds. And in Manchester, that's when I got my 3:45. But I just remember that one. I still couldn't believe it for hours after. I kept looking at it to check I'd done it right. Are you sure of the right time? Sure of the right time? Because I just remember going about 8 miles in, saying to my husband, I'm going too fast. I know I'm going too fast. I can't do it. He's like, you're obviously fine because you're talking to me as you're running. Yeah. And he was in the crowd. And when I'd finished, I just stopped my watch and didn't even look. And I'm like, oh my God. And that's why, like, sometimes I'm surprised, like, because I just do this for fun and to keep myself well. Yeah. So to get good times was never really an intention, and I don't go out every day to get better. Well, I do to get better, but things like this was never on the agenda. Like, everybody wants, if you do a lot of half marathons, for some reason everyone likes to get a sub-2, don't they? And then a sub-4 for the marathon. So then that started to be my goal. So then I wanted the sub-4, then I got Chester, but then I was like, I wonder if I can do any better. But I'm not putting too much pressure on myself, and that's why Manchester then, when I got 3:45, it's still not sunk in really, because like I say, I weren't supposed to do that marathon. Yeah. So I feel like someone sent me that, but yeah.
What was your time in Chester then?
3:53.
All right, so you knocked a big chunk off there, then, didn't you?
Yeah, I went from 4:17 to 3:53.
Awesome.
Yeah, brilliant.
God, that's massive, isn't it?
On that massive hill as well. I don't know if any of you ever done it.
Yeah.
And considering you just, like you said, you self-taught, aren't you? You're not coached or anything. You're not at a club, or you've just done all that, like just yourself.
I do think with marathons, though, even if you just do the same, consistency. So you train for the marathon, you do it. You train for the marathon, you do it. If you don't change anything in training, you are going to get better.
Yeah.
You just get better at dealing with the day itself, but you just layer in training on top of training, aren't you?
I've just learned to get the miles in my legs, and the main thing I've changed from when I first started marathon training to now, like I say, I do need to get a coach, really. I should get a coach. I always remember I just used to go out and run and just do all my runs at the same pace. I didn't even know anything about marathons. I just used to go out and run. And I always remember doing a long run every 2 weeks. And then I'm like, I wonder if I try this and this. And then I've self-taught, Google, YouTube, and I just sit and listen and type things in. I wonder what that'll do. And that's how I learned to do speed work and tempo and intervals and all that. And so I always try and put that in, and it's paid off.
So as Katie's just said, you're completely self-taught. You've never had a coach, yet you've made all this huge progress, knocking over an hour off your marathon time, 4:48 down to 3:45, and also 31 minutes off your half marathon time. So what's your process for devising your own training plans, and how do you decide what your body needs?
So for the training plans, like I say, I started this, I just run for fun really, and then things like this just happen, with booking marathons and stuff. So I never thought into it too much, and I'll be honest with you, like I said before, I didn't know whether I could afford a coach or anything like that, so I just sort of did a plan, whereas I did a long run plan, and then I started introducing the interval work and things like that, and basically it's just happened, like I say, by I think getting the miles in my legs. But the difference in a lot of it for me is fueling. I had no idea about fueling, and again that's self-taught, which it is for everybody. It's trial and error, like you'll have different to me and you will, but I was definitely under fueling my body so much, and that is the main thing for me of how I've gone from this to this on a half and a full marathon. I've had a couple of bad experiences in training for marathons and stuff where I thought I could just have no breakfast, go out, run 16 miles, take a bit of water, have no food before, after. Ended up cramping in the middle of the street. My husband had to come and get me because I thought I was having to ring myself an ambulance. Things like that. And as long as, like, people, you can go out and you can run half marathon with nothing, can't you? But your body's not benefiting it.
It's not optimal, is it?
Not really.
You'll get it done, but
you'll get it done. It's like I'll go out and I don't necessarily want to have a gel at 5 miles, but I know that really I should have one, so I do have one because
you're
going to perform better, aren't you?
Yeah.
Underperforming, and I always say that I swear by that. So that's how I feel like I've got a lot better, and obviously experiencing miles in my legs and things like that. But I had no clue, and now I do. But it is trial and error.
Do you print it off like Manchester Marathon? You can download like training plans, can't you? Do you
so
print it off anything like that?
I have done when I was doing London. I looked at the beginner, intermediate, and I sort of went a bit in between, more for intermediate, and I used to take bits from there.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll do that. And I liked the structure of how they would do a long run and then speed work and that. So I sort of followed that. I didn't follow it to plan because I work 40 hours a week. I've got 2 kids at home, but they are older. But I've still got a house to run, and still get up at like 3:30, 4 o'clock every morning.
Yeah.
I'm knackered half the time, so I didn't want to set myself something to upset myself to fail. So this is why I've never followed a strict training plan or runner or anything like that, because I know you can switch things around. But so that's probably.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just miles in my legs, learning the different tempo intervals, adding speed work in, doing long, slow runs. But I'm still not good at long, slow runs. I just run. And fueling mainly for me on that.
Okay, we've had a listener question from somebody you may know, Ruth Todd. Ruth says that Bev and I have known each other from CrossFit, and we both made the switch to running. So Ruth's question is, Bev, how do you do those long runs each week? Your discipline is amazing.
Oh, so Ruth, yeah, I used to do CrossFit with Ruth, and when she seen I was coming on, she texted me straight away. And she's like, oh my God, are you going on the podcast? I said, yes. She went, it's my favourite one to listen to.
I was just going to say that.
I
You text me,
yeah.
So we have to give Ruth a shout out.
Yeah,
She put, oh my God, you're on the podcast. That's my favourite podcast.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, that's nice.
So, yeah, so she switched to running too. But the long runs, the longer the run, I'm happy with it. I'll just love it. Like, if you say to me, like, should we do 12 or 20 miles? I'll always go, should we just do 20? I just love it. And I get to past a certain point. For me, if I'm doing a long run, if I get past 10 miles, I'm all right. I know it sounds crazy, but it's always like the first 5 miles in my head for me. It's like, But some runs I do on my own long, some I don't, but I'm okay doing it on my own. And I think that's mental strength as well. But yeah, the longer the better for me. I don't know how people say to me, how do you do it? How are you motivated to do it? But I just love long distance running. And I think, like I say, I'm not very good at 5Ks or anything like that. I don't like 5Ks.
Me neither.
I just can't get going. I never know. I can't pace myself on them. Some of my best times in a 5K will come from a long distance run because I just get carried away. When I've had my fuel in, I'm just running and you're like, oh gosh.
Do you have like a day of the week where you do your long run? Like
I do them on a weekend, Saturday or Sunday morning.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Because you kind of build your weekend around it, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's my favourite day and I look forward to it. Like, but because I've got no training plan, I'm like, I'll still go out and run a half or run this or that, and I'll be like, I should have just had another 2 miles on because
you can tell you look forward to it because Bev must be the only person. Like, I'll get up and go on my phone. And she's like 3:48 or something. She's sat having
peanut butter on
coffee
toast.
And peanut butter. I'm like, she must be motivated. She gets up at that time. You run at like ridiculous hours in the morning, don't you? Like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, because I start work at 6, so that's why I was talking about before running in the dark.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's motivation.
I'll run out at
you
5.
can tell that you do love
but
it.
even if I'm not at work, my body wakes me up at that time, so I'm like, get up, have my breakfast, wait as long as I have to wait, and I'm like, should we just go? And if I'm going, I'll go at 7, I'll be like 7:45, I'm like, should we just go? Just go. I love it. I just love it.
Okay, and we've had another listener question, this time from Laura Carter. So Laura's asked, how does Bev stay motivated on the days she doesn't want to run? When there is a day when she's struggling mentally and she's running alone, how does she get rid of the gremlins in her head?
Do you have days like that?
Yeah. But again, I run, like I said run for my mental health before. If I've had a bad day and I go for a run, it's like changed my whole day around within like 30 minutes. I do get gremlins in my head, but I think that like the days like that, again, they make me stronger person. And I've always said this, and when I used to coach girls in classes and stuff like that, and they'd say they don't want to go for a run. Yeah. I always try and fast forward to that feeling of coming back, and you've done it. And for me, that works. It's like, well, in 40 minutes you'll be back. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of the time it's just getting your foot out the door, and that's harder than the actual run. Yeah. Like some days I do run after work, so I'm home at 3:30, but I'll ring my husband on the way home and I'll be like, listen, as soon as I come in, I'm getting my running kit on, I'm going out, so don't really speak to me, don't let me do anything, don't let me sit down, and I'll leg it, and sometimes I force myself out the door, and when I come back I'm like, I'm okay now. Yeah. And the days I don't want to go, like we said before, they make me a stronger person mentally. And
I think we all have them days, don't we, as well, and I think what I like, because you document quite a lot of it as well, don't you? Do videos on your Instagram, like what you say, I really don't want to go on this run, and then like you say, an hour later you're like, oh my god, I really now I feel amazing, and I think it's nice for you to share that, because obviously everybody sees how much you do run, how much you do love it, but you're human, aren't you? And like the rest of us, sometimes you really don't want to go.
No,
but it shows you always feel better.
Yeah,
after.
and this is why I document a lot of it, because a lot of people say I just like to keep it real. Like I say, I do this for fun, and I always share the bad and I always share the good. And people say to me, thank you for sharing the bad, because it's not all good, is it? And do you know what I mean? Some people follow people, like influence and all that, and they only post the good things, and it's not always like that.
No.
We all have bad runs, like you say.
Yeah.
And half the time, sometimes we don't want to do it, sometimes we do, but the ones we don't want to do, I feel like they make you mentally stronger. Well, for me, they definitely do.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, right, that's all my questions, Bev. Over to Callum.
Thank you, Dave. So, you touched on it then about using social media.
Yeah.
And you're quite big on social media. So, you've posted previously about being bullied at a younger age for the way that you looked. What would you say to them bullies now, seeing how far you've come?
Yeah, so I was quite overweight at school, and we used to, like, you know, when you're doing PE and stuff and you have to pick for people for games and stuff, I always used to be last. No one would pick me. And again, for cross country and things like that, they used to laugh at me because I was last and I wasn't very good at it. And then I hated it, and I used to get my mum to write me a letter every week because I didn't want to do it. And now I look back and I'm like, I have people who say to me like that they can't believe it's me, and for now, sometimes I look at them and I'll be like, see, if people who bully, I feel like there is obviously something wrong with them. There's something wrong with them themselves. They don't like themselves, but so that's why they bully other people. But I've had people like, I used to coach classes, like I said, and I've had some of these bullies come to my classes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I would never ever say anything to any of them, but it's just funny how you can turn things around. And if anyone is ever getting bullied for any reason in school or anything like that, I don't know, it's not, things do turn round, and I don't know, they're not running marathons, are they now? Like
Yeah, fair play.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I will post my medals just to make sure they know.
For you.
Yeah, that's a good way to shut them up anyway. So sticking with social media posts, and you touched on this before as well about you post what food the body needs. So what are your thoughts on fueling as a runner, in particular when it comes to the endurance side?
Yeah, fuel to perform. If you want to get, people say to me like, there's a thing with female runners where a lot of people don't like to put weight on, do you? And this is the thing, so they won't fuel the body correctly to be able to do this sport. So at first, I was a bit like, oh my god, like, you think you're going to lose loads of weight running long distance? No, because you're never full, are you? You're just hungry all the time. But I've learned over time, like, I would go out and, like I said before, and I think I can run 16 miles with no breakfast or not take any fuel or anything like that. And now I will always have the same breakfast, whether I'm running 10 miles or whether I'm running 20 miles. I'll just have extra from running 20 miles, or I'll take extra fuel in. And, like, you find out your own fueling strategy and what works for you. Like, you have porridge, I couldn't have porridge, so I'll have toast and peanut butter and this and this. And it's important to pre-fueling for your runs, fueling what works for you, but not leaving it too late as well on the run before you have anything. Like I said before, like, I'll have a gel at 5 miles whether I want one or not, because I know that if I don't, if I'm in racing stuff, you're going to hit that wall straight away. And that's what's happened to me in my first couple of marathons. Manchester and London, I hit that wall, and then when you finish your run again, it's about, to be honest, I'm quite good at fueling my body all the time now, because I wouldn't be able to do what I do if I underfueled.
I think it's, like you say, it's a big thing, and I think it is a bit of a taboo subject,
It
especially
is
in
for
women.
females, I think so. Yeah.
I think because a lot of people are quite self-conscious anyway, aren't they, and will often get into running as an exercise, as a way to lose weight. But once you start running a lot, especially endurance, so running marathons, you're never going to lose weight when you're running a marathon, are you? I always put on weight when I'm marathon training.
See, people say to me, it's all right, like, because if I'm eating, it's all right for you because you run it off, you burn it off, and it's okay. I'm saying it for so long, but then it starts to really grate my head, because we don't. No. You're just hungry all the time, and you've got to eat some of it. Like you said at 4 o'clock in the morning. Do I want to eat peanut butter on toast? Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. But I get it down. because I know the importance of it. Because if I don't have it, where are you going to get? You know, it can affect your running, and especially if you're running in races and stuff, you're definitely going to run out of fuel, aren't you? So.
You eat good stuff though as well, don't you? I've seen you do a lot of like baking and stuff. And
yeah.
A lot of oats and.
I try to live by the 80-20 rule, so 80% good, 20% better, not good. I do look after myself. I am quite good at looking after myself for recovery and things like that. All the protein stuff like that. So.
Good.
Yeah.
So supplements are quite a big thing on social media at the moment as well, where you have everyone talking about the magnesium, collagen, everything else, and there's so many out there. What supplements do you go to, and why?
So I'll have collagen powder, and I will have magnesium. I think the magnesium does help me sleep. The Run Easy Protein Rebel, I'm okay to say that, aren't I?
Yeah.
I will use Run Easy, that's their collagen powder post run, and then their magnesium before bed. And I do have IBS, so the only gels I can tolerate, or my stomach can tolerate, is the Protein Rebel gels as well. So they're the main supplements. I mean, I will have turmeric. And I do make my own ginger shots and stuff for me immune and stuff, but that's about it really. Mostly magnesium and collagen powder.
So the episode is sponsored by Protein Rebel.
You're an ambassador, aren't you?
I am.
And they've given us some stuff to give away, but one of the things in there, and one thing you mentioned, was the magnesium, and I think we've all tried it.
I use that.
We're all well invested in the magnesium. I get a reminder at 9:00 every night to make sure that I have it, and it pops up every Monday, and Katie always goes,
It always pops up.
Does it?
Yeah. What's that? Oh, calories, take his magnesium.
Yeah, but I stopped taking it about 2 weeks ago, and then I started again last week, and it really did help me, just knock me out.
Yeah.
And it doesn't knock you out, it just relaxes you. So
we're going to do a giveaway, aren't we? So watch out on socials for a giveaway.
Yeah. So you ran your first 2 marathons, Manchester in 2022 and then London 2023.
Yeah.
And you called them a disaster. So you touched slightly on this before when you said that you underfueled and hit a wall. So almost hanging up your trainers after the first one. So what did go wrong and what clicked after London to give you the marathon bug?
Manchester, again, underfueled. It was my first one. I got really bad cramp. It was just the last 6 miles, like you said before, the last 6 miles of a marathon are hard anyway, aren't they? Yeah. But I literally never thought I would get to the finish line. It was so raw in my head afterwards. I mean, I enjoyed it and I was dead proud of myself. Obviously, I ran a marathon, but it was so raw in my head. I just couldn't get past that feeling of how awful that last bit felt. And it's like, I remember filming, like, oh my God, I've got this left, and I was all crying and this and this. And it was just so raw. But the funny thing is, that was in the April. Yeah. I helped my friend train for Chester Marathon in October, and I did all the training runs with her. But because that feeling was so raw, I wouldn't book on that marathon, so I did all the training and didn't do a marathon because I couldn't get past that feeling. So that was that, and then I got in the ballot for London, and I thought, right, everything's going to be dead different this time, and it was better, but I still managed to cramp really bad. So I knew I was doing something wrong. Again, I was testing fueling and stuff, and my fueling's very different to it was then. And I feel like I've learned a lot with that. Marathon, London was amazing. It's an amazing marathon, but I feel like I could have done a lot better if I'd have done a lot of research, knowing what I know now. Then it was still a most amazing experience, but again, it's fueling and it's learning your body. But I suppose that's over time and experience, isn't it? You've probably all had disaster.
You learn with everyone.
Yeah,
you do.
Yeah, but now, like, I used to cramp really bad, but I don't anymore. So it's just changing and knowing really what works and what doesn't for you.
Another thing that you've touched on already, which seems to be happening quite a lot, but your preferred distance is the half marathon, but you hate 5Ks. So what is it about speed and the intensity of a 5K that you dislike compared to endurance in long races?
I just can't get, I don't know, I just can't, I don't know if I can get going or whether I'm going too fast or set off and I'm like, am I going to be able to keep this pace up for 5K? And I think that's quite in my head, and if I just go out for a long run, by the time I've had my fueling, I'm like, my legs are just going, I'm like, that's when I've got some of my fastest, and I come back and I'm like, I've just got a 5K PB in a 10-mile run, or some, like, if you put me like on a track now and said, right, we're starting off, we're doing a 5K, that's it, I would be a nervous wreck, and I'd be like, I wouldn't know what to start, I wouldn't know what pace to go at.
I'm like that.
Can we sign you up to the Tameside 5K?
Have you ever done a 5K race?
No.
Have you ever done
I've done a race for life. Like that, years ago.
Yeah.
But I've
you've
never
not done a serious 5K
No.
race. Have you done a park run?
I've done 2 park runs in my life. That's it.
So do you actively avoid short runs, shorter races?
Yeah. Yeah. I've done a couple of 10Ks, but
do you want to get to like them, or you're not bothered? You're quite happy just doing the longer stuff?
sometimes like my 5K now, when you said before 23 something, I'm like, I can't believe that's me, you know what I mean? Because like I wanted to get like a sub 35K for so long, and now it's 23 something, and it just happened. Like I say, I'm just a normal person who goes out and runs for fun and to keep myself well, and the more you do it, the better you can get if you want to.
Yeah. Well, so that 23-minute 5K, is that just within another run?
That was in a 10K run around the streets.
So you've not done an official 5?
No.
Oh, we need to get you on the Tameside 5K then, don't we?
Yeah.
So we do I think I told you about it actually. We
Yeah.
do
Which is the UK's premier 5K road race.
Yeah.
Can someone pace me then, please?
We should have.
It'll be alright,
We'll be
paces.
paces,
We'll
yeah.
have paces, won't we?
Yeah, that's the only. Like I went out the other morning and knew I wanted to do a speed, but I was short on time. I thought, right, I'll just do a fast 5K, and I was clinging on for dear life, only running around the streets because I'm like, I don't know if I can keep this pace up, and it weren't even that fast at 23. But yeah, I think some of it's in my head,
But none of us could just go out. I couldn't go out in the morning and do my 5K PB.
No.
Like,
Oh, it takes weeks of preparation and nerves and sleepless nights.
yeah,
Tubs of magnesium.
it's
Buy
so
a cab.
different though doing it around, like the marathon, like, you know, when you're around people, you do run different, don't you?
Yeah,
But I was
you
the same,
do.
because I think it was only in the last year or so that I've done a 5K, because I'd done part runs, but I'd never done an official
yeah.
5K, because and that's why I avoid the track. Sometimes at like East Cheshire, they'll say, oh, we're short, someone come and do it 800 metres. I wouldn't know what speed to go. I just wouldn't have a
That's
clue.
the problem, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
I'd rather like say, right, we'll go out for a 10K, but we'll try and get a 5K PB in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, so you go in and then
And then we'll go, right, let's go, and then
yeah.
We'll do 2.5 mile warm up. Come and do it.
Best things to do is just like run really fast, see where that gets you, and then go from there.
Park runs are good though. Park
Yeah.
runs are good, aren't they? I think because there's not the pressure, but you can just test yourself a little
yeah.
And you can pick that hilly run as well, where you're not going to get near your PB. You're just going to work
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Right. So now we've signed you up for the Tameside.
We'll sort you.
Paces me,
bit.
I'm like, all right.
Paces, yeah.
We'll sort you a pace route.
I'll
You
just
tell
be
us what
legging it
pace you
behind
want,
you.
and we'll sort that out. won't we?
Fighting for my life.
22 minutes.
Could be somebody in this room.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
probably will be.
So you've ran 7 marathons now, including Berlin and London. Can you compare the contrast in the atmosphere from the UK marathons like Manchester, Leeds, Chester and London compared to the feel of Berlin?
Yeah. Manchester Marathon is my favourite for the atmosphere. I just think the support crew there is just incredible. So I do enjoy running that, and I would go back and run that again if I don't know. I said before I probably wouldn't be just because of the pressure of the time, but it is a good marathon. Leeds Marathon was just, I've never experienced anything like Leeds, but I was running in a motor own best, and it was for the first one since Rob Burrows died. So that atmosphere was incredible. It was just surreal, that. London, running over Tower Bridge, you can't beat that. You know, that'll stick with me forever. Berlin was different. It was different, and the atmosphere was good, and I loved it. But I think I do prefer the UK atmosphere.
It's not
if
the
you
same
like.
with London, is it?
No, it's not the same. I'm glad I've done it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sign up to do it again, but if the opportunity,
Berlin, though, don't
do
you?
you?
Yeah.
If the opportunity come up to do another,
Yeah.
you know, I would jump at the chance to go and do it. But
Yeah.
I loved Berlin, but I think the heat on that
Yeah.
random one heat wave just
It was awful.
it was
wasn't
just
it?
not what we went to do, was
No.
it?
Yeah.
But the atmosphere, the atmosphere was brilliant. But because I was in this like zone, you couldn't capture certain stuff where I could in London, and like you say,
think
Manchester
you-
and Leeds and Chester was different.
Yeah,
so.
I think because it was so hot, everyone was worrying, weren't they,
Yeah.
about the heat? And
Yeah.
like I said, there's always people collapsing and stuff, but there was so much of it, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And it was like panic about the water stations. That was chaos. The
Yeah.
water stations were chaos, weren't
Yeah.
they? So it's probably worse because it was hot. But I think because you're so focused on that, I didn't notice as much.
Exactly,
You know,
that's
like
it.
in London, I take it all in.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I took it in as much
No.
in Berlin because I was focused on it. Was so blooming hot.
Yeah.
And literally it was chaos at the water
Yeah, it was
station.
because you was frightened of slipping, weren't you?
yeah.
So
There
I was
spots
like,
everywhere.
yeah, that was the problem. But
Yeah.
you probably didn't notice as much. Whereas if the day had been cooler and everything had
Yeah, a
sort
bit
of gone
more
to plan,
relaxed,
like
yeah.
we would have normally gone, you probably, but
It's definitely a fast one though, isn't it, Berlin?
Yeah.
I think
Oh, yeah.
if the conditions are right,
yeah,
it's definitely faster
yeah,
than London.
it's faster
Yeah.
than London.
They were freakishly unusual conditions.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they
So
were
weird,
hottest in the history of the race,
Yeah.
weren't they? It's Berlin. I mean, is normally optimal, really.
Yeah.
It's just.
It was the next day was perfect, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, it's just really unlucky that
Yeah.
ended on the day.
That's why because I trained so well, I thought I would do well on the day. Well, I did try
Yeah.
to do well on the day, but for me it was just getting over that line safely, because from 3 miles in there was people collapsed on the floor already, and like I say, I don't normally stop at all the water stations.
What are people doing though at 3 miles in?
I know.
I
I
mean,
know. What must they have been
They can
doing?
see the weather.
I know.
Yeah, I think that some of them must have been so severely dehydrated, like
Because it was hot the day before as well.
yeah,
wasn't
a
it?
little bit.
So
But
it's the day
it's like
before
I
as
stopped
well.
at every single water station, and I don't normally do that, but I just couldn't like, I was just so thirsty.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say I wouldn't sign up to do Berlin again. If you tell me it's going to be 15 degrees,
Yeah, you might.
and you
do.
can guarantee that, then I might give it a go.
I'd love to go back.
Yeah.
I would love to go back again to Berlin.
Yeah.
For me, I've been there twice, PB twice, and just love it.
Yeah.
I love everything about it, the organisation, the big wide roads, just the depth as well. You know, you've really packed in even at like my pace, which you don't always get. Sometimes you get quite strung out, but in Berlin it's really quite busy even further up the field.
Yeah, I think as a city as well, it's got a nice feel
it's
about it.
amazing,
Yeah.
isn't
As
it?
a city.
Yeah, we had the complete opposite conditions the previous year. It was beautiful and sunny. Got up to about 18 on race day, but the evenings were freezing cold.
Yeah.
So on the morning of the race, it was cold.
Yeah.
You know, and then it got hotter,
Yeah.
as warmer, not hotter.
I even
as
went
the day
to
on.
the start meet this year in my vest and my shorts. I didn't even have a top
Yeah.
to take off
No.
and throw away because
Yeah.
it was that hot.
Yeah.
You didn't need it,
No, you
anything.
didn't.
Well, you'd have been sweating if you put anything
Yeah.
on, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I know, that's how hot it was.
Yeah.
Do you want to do any of the other majors while we're on there?
I'd love to.
Do you?
I'd love to.
As long as it's 15 degrees.
Yeah.
I'd love to do.
Yeah.
I'd love to do it. I'd love to do them all, but
Yeah.
obviously it's costing.
I know, that's
Yeah.
the thing, isn't it?
Cost and getting in and
Getting
there.
in there
Yeah.
and because when with Berlin I didn't get a place at first, and then I got in the second chance ballot.
Yeah.
So it weren't meant to happen again, but
Yeah,
it did.
it did.
So, but yeah, if I could do any more, if I won the lottery, like, I'd try and do them. Yeah, definitely.
That's all my questions. I'm going to pass you over to Sean, but before I do that, I'll apologise. We announced you as a non-club runner but it says the first question says that.
Well, I was going to ask
joined
that.
up
What's
club.
going on here?
It's only recent. You joined,
Yeah, I've joined Twisted Running Club.
Okay, brilliant.
Oh, very, very recently.
Not my fault. I just read off the script.
Are they affiliated though?
He's-
They're not affiliated.
No, it's
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, the EA affiliated now, yeah.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Yeah, I think they are now actually.
So you
yeah.
get £2
Yeah.
off every race.
Yeah.
So you will actually have, because we had this conversation about, because Bev texted me when you said, she said, what's power of 10?
Yeah, I'm like, should I know that?
And then I searched and she didn't come up. I said that maybe because you've only just joined, but if she's joined an affiliated club now, she will go on power of 10, won't she?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would have thought so.
Yeah, because you checked for me, didn't
Yeah.
you? Because you weren't sure what.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've joined. I do like the guys there, and I will go and run with them. But I've only just, like I say, recently joined them.
Yeah,
so.
they are a good bunch. I keep
Yeah,
saying
they
we
are.
need to go along
Yeah.
to one of the runs.
I'll pass you over
Do you
officially
want
to
to
Sean
say? Do you
now.
want to ask any more of my questions?
Sean just wants to tell you about his medal.
What medal?
Hold it up to the camera, Sean.
So
Is it
there's a
gold?
question here about Sean's medal.
You can tell us about that.
Just finishing off on Twisted Running. What is it? Why did you join them? What was it you're hoping to get out?
Do you know what? I wear their clothing, and I've followed them since they started. Since they got together, really, and started bringing out and running. Started up a running club, and then they set up like a shop and everything like that. And it's good to see local businesses doing well. And like I say, I buy their clothing. I do follow them a lot. And there's other running clubs near me, and I've never ran in a club, but I do like the guys there. They've been dead supportive. I managed to get a place for Tatton Park half marathon through them. Like I won a place through them and stuff. So I met some of them there, and they're just genuinely nice bunch of people, you know. So if I'm going to be with a running club, I like to know I'm supporting a good group, really.
Yeah.
Has that surprised you since getting into running and certainly like joining a club? The social aspect of running, how good that is.
Yeah.
It's quite a small world, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really.
The running community, to me, especially like you say on the socials and stuff, running community is amazing, and if you're not part of it, it's very hard to understand. But I get so much support from the running community of people like Katie, for example. I don't know Katie, but I feel like I do.
Yeah.
And I've asked her so many questions, and she's been so helpful. And everybody just wants people to do well. You know what I mean? Like, we were all different runners, but you'd still want me to do well, and I like want you to do well, and you know what I mean? And
People do reach out, I think, don't they? Like you say, it's
Yeah.
a bit of a cult, really, isn't it? I think if
Yeah.
you're not in it, like you say, you don't get it, but it is such a... Like, I go out with the kids and they go, God, Mum, can we not go anywhere where you don't know someone? I'm like, it's just from running. Like, I know so many people, but it's all through running.
it's like this morning, I was telling you before, one of the girls, she lives next door to my mum, and she followed me on Instagram, and then she's messaged me a couple of times about running. I'm like, come with me. She's like, oh no, I might hold you back. And I'm like, just come with me, I promise you'll enjoy it. So I met her this morning. I've never met her in my life before. We ran 7 miles. We never stopped talking for 7 miles. She went home, I went home, and
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
and
just nice,
like I could run with you, and everybody just wants everyone to do well, and that's what I love about it. And half these people we've never even met before, and we might never meet them in our life, but you never feel alone, if you know what I mean. Like, I haven't got a lot of friends outside. I've got some running friends outside, but a lot of it's the community.
Do you keep running friends and friends?
Yeah. Oh, my friends are just run anyway. If there's anything to do with me, they just run. But no, but I'm big on like the socials, and this is why I said before, I always post the good and the bad, because a few times people have said to me, I'd love to run with you. I'm like, just come out and run. And they're like, when I get better, I was saying again before, when I get better, when I get faster, I'll come and run with you. But it's not all about that. We're not all about that, are we?
No,
And it's like
more than talent.
Yeah, and it's as well, like you said about meeting at races. Like some of the people that I've met at races and still stayed in touch with, and then you pass cross again, and it's like, oh, I'm not far from you. Do you want to go for a run?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, let's go out.
Yeah.
And It's just stuff like that.
You can go to like any race, can't you? You can go like down south or wherever to a race and see people, you know.
Yeah.
Well, Callum races his maths teacher.
Yeah, it was my old geography teacher.
Geography stuff.
That's who used to bully Callum.
We won't bring that up.
Now you just beat him, Dick.
I am a bastard. But he has got 20 years on me, to be fair.
And as well as the sort of community side of it, you've got the charity part of it as well, which you touched on earlier. So you've done a bit of raising money for Mind, Northcare Charity, and also MNDA, which is motor neuron disease. So why are those causes particularly important to you?
So Mind, mental health. Again, a lot of my running is for my mental health. They say 1 in 4 people struggle with mental health, which is now changed to 1 in 3. So I wanted to run for charity for when I did London. So that was something quite close to my heart. So I ran for Mind, over £1,000 a raise for them. And then Northcare Charity, my running partner Kelly, her mum passed away at Salford Royal Hospital and their Northcare. And then my father-in-law passed away at the hospital as well, and the work they did there was amazing. So we've raised quite a bit. She's raised quite a bit and I have for Northcare Charity. And then last year my sister-in-law was diagnosed with motor neurone. She's only in her 50s, so again I wanted to I wanted to do something and support. Obviously I can't make her any better, but I can help raise money that can help families or go towards, things that can help. So it's really touching for me that I ran, and I do run. I've fundraised all year for motor neurone, and again that's when I ran Leeds. That was the first one since he passed away, and I was running for Wendy, but it was just surreal because it was Leeds as well. So again, I started that in January. I did run every day January. Where I was asking people to, instead of going to Starbucks on the way to work, whether they'd send me the £5 and I'd run that day for them or something like that. And that's how I started. So I've done like 10 months fundraising for them. So
does that sort of stuff as well, just bringing it back to the running, does that help you when it gets tough in a race that you're doing it?
Yeah. And even on going back to the training and knowing that what I'm doing it for, again, going back to the days I don't want to go out, it's like, but you can do this. You're raising money for people who can't do this. You know what I mean? I'm grateful my body allows me to do this, and this is why I do it when I can, because we never know what's around the corner.
Yeah, no, that's a good way of thinking about it, isn't it? This next question sounds like a loaded question. Sounds like we know the answers to this. So, is there a specific memory or moment from London 2023 that makes you want to tell the grandkids about? Despite, I know you had a tough day that day. You mentioned London Bridge. Yeah. Is there anything else about that? Tower Bridge, yeah, sorry. Look, don't even go over London Bridge. If it had gone that way, that would have been something to tell the grandkids about.
Yeah, because people try for years and years, don't they, to get in London Marathon. And London Marathon's just like, I used to watch it and I remember some of my Facebook statuses coming up saying, oh my God, just watch London Marathon, what a dream come true to run that. I'd love to one day to be able to do that. And for me to say that now that I've done it, and to getting through the ballot, like you say, it's very hard, isn't it? How many, was it 1 million people that went for it last year?
It was,
it's getting harder and harder.
Yeah. So again, it was quite surreal. It didn't all go to plan on the day, but again, the atmosphere there and that running over, it just gives me goosebumps just thinking about it now.
You feel like a rock star going over.
Yeah, it's just like
Tower Bridge.
Deafening.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's mad, and I always remember when, because like I say, I like to watch YouTube videos and look self and all this. And there's a guy I follow, and he did like race reports and stuff because he's done all of them, and he's like, where to look out for this, where to look out for that. And I remember him saying to me, when you run over that, it's so surreal, you will get goosebumps, and just make sure you're taking every single second of that. And I have actually got a photograph in my front room up there of running over Tower Bridge in the frame there. But yeah, that and then running through the finish, it's like,
yeah,
it's an experience. Like say, if I never did London again,
Yeah.
I've done it,
You've
and
done it.
yeah, and I feel lucky.
Yeah.
And this is why I did that and I got in through the ballot, but I always say I wouldn't put in through the ballot again because I want someone else to have that opportunity. If I got in for a different reason, then that's fine. But I want someone to be able to experience what I experienced by getting in through the ballot.
Yeah.
That's a really good way
It is
to...
a good way of putting it.
And that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
That's the way a lot of people should say
If you get in for different reasons, or if I ran for charity, then that's different.
Yeah.
But for ballot, like you say, people, or you'll see people and they'll be like, I've got in for the 4th time through the ballot, and like these people fighting 17, 18 years.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like, it's disheartening, but obviously they've got a place.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't enter for that.
Yeah.
in the ballot
It's
now.
a shame they can't do something just to make the algorithm pick that up. Make it a bit more.
There are people applied like say 15, 16 years and
So,
they've just never got
the thing
in.
with London is it's a global ballot, so anybody in any
Yeah.
country in the world can apply, and
Yeah.
so many thousands of applicants per place in the race that go into it.
Yeah. It's like Twisted Running at the minute. They have got a place for London.
Yeah.
So they're putting it out to club runners, as long as you've not ran it within 3 years. So because it's like I'm going to put in for that because it's just like the running club.
Yeah,
so I feel like I went
yeah.
So I am going to put in for that, but I wouldn't enter the ballot
Yeah,
with all
I know
them
what you mean.
million people again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should do though.
I feel like I would have a better experience and I'd want to have a better
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
So if the opportunity come up,
You'd take it.
my husband said it weren't his best experience, tube hopping though.
I think it's worse for
Yeah, he said it was a
I
nightmare,
think for
so-
spectators in London it must be horrendous. Unless you get in a spot
I didn't
where
see
you can, No.
That's the
can't-
other thing, isn't it? Spotting.
Yeah.
It's just a wall of people all the way
Yeah.
around, isn't it?
Yeah. I know when people naively that have got into it, I've done it a few times, and when they do it the first time, they're like, oh, so I'm going to meet such a body at mile 6 and they're going to give me Lucozade. Going to meet such a body at mile 12 and they're going to give me this. I'm like, you'd be very, very lucky if you ever see them people. Because I never see anybody.
You can't rely on people in like that to
and
hand
everyone's
you
screaming,
fuel,
aren't they? So, especially if you've got your name on your top, everyone's screaming all the way around, so you've no idea, have you?
No.
Yeah.
It's good though.
Yeah, it is good. Very good experience.
And then just going back to the Berlin race, you had a difficult race in Berlin because of the heat mainly, and you were trying to qualify for London for the Good for Age, which you did do. You've got your time for Good for Age and you put in for it, haven't you?
Yeah, we Manchester.
Oh yeah, okay. And then, so were you disappointed by the Berlin race, and did you have a goal going into it that you?
I knew I'd got in. Like you say, I don't even believe I can enter a Good for Age because I just run. To even be able to enter is like a massive achievement for me. But because training went so well, I thought if I can just knock a couple more minutes off, because I've got no chance. I've entered, but I really won't. I know that it's very, very slim. I thought if I can just knock a couple more minutes off, and even my 21-mile runs in training and stuff everything was just perfect, and I felt really good. So I think I possibly could do it.
You will do it, keep going. I think it's like Sean said with a marathon, it is a lot about experience, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think you do, and confidence, because like you said, that first time, I was the same. The first time I did London, it traumatised me. It was like giving birth, it was just horrendous.
Yeah.
It was like the worst thing, and no one can prepare you for it. But I think you do build up your confidence, don't you?
And I think each one you do, your body builds up a little bit of memory, muscle memory and resilience to the distance as well. So you just naturally, even without really doing anything different in your training, just gain confidence and ability as well through doing it.
So I did feel a little bit disappointed, but I did everything I possibly could on the day to stay well and get over the finish line. But
it's normal, that disappointment initially when you've not hit your goal into a thing, but then like you say, you have to look back and think, I've just finished another world major marathon.
Exactly, and
you know
yeah.
Not many people can say that. No,
exactly.
So it's still amazing.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, I'm really pleased.
Yeah, it depends on your motivations as well, doesn't it? Sometimes, especially when you're faced with a hot day like in Berlin, I think you just got to admit that it's not the day to go to war with the marathon.
No. And that's when I switched my mindset at 3 miles in.
Yeah.
3 miles in, I thought, because I set off at marathon pace, and 3 miles in, I could already feel it.
Yeah.
And I thought, no, absolutely no way.
It's hard to admit as well, isn't it, that, because I know we were getting emails the day before, weren't we, saying due to the predicted weather, tomorrow's not a day for PBs. And you're thinking, what do you mean I've trained?
Yeah.
I've done all this training and you're telling me it's not a day for PBs. So I, again, went into it thinking, well, I'm still just going to try and run that pace.
Exactly what
but
I
again,
was
then a couple of miles in, you're like, actually, I will be one of them people on the floor, so I can't. But it's really disheartening. You've got up and you've done all that training. You still want to try, don't you?
Of course you do.
That's my question. Get over to you,
Over
although
to
you've
me.
already
Sorry, I keep jumping in. So a little bit about female health. So I know, again, on your socials you talk quite a lot about like female health and particular challenges of like perimenopause and menopause. So is this something that kind of that you're kind of dealing with yourself, and have you got any advice, I guess, that you would give to other people in kind of using running to deal with that?
I'd definitely say I'm perimenopausal, I feel like I have been for I'd say 2 years. I do manage most of it quite well, and I don't feel like I'm at the stage where it's unmanageable. One thing I have noticed is my anxiety is really bad compared to what it used to be. And again, running helps with that. It's like a release to me. And again, with going through different stages with perimenopausal, like the different symptoms and stuff like that, again, because my body's still allowing me to do this, I will continue to do it until I notice any major changes. But the main thing is the anxiety for me. I've always had a little bit of anxiety, but for the last few months it's been days where it's felt like it's uncontrollable. But I always if I know I'm gonna struggle, I just know that if I go out for a little run, it's gonna make me feel better. And it's crazy to say to you probably like how hormonal we are. I mean, I don't know whether you're feeling what you're feeling, Katie, but it's just your hormones are just all over the show. 1 minute you're happy, 1 minute you're sad, 1 minute you're shouting, 1 minute you're like people.
And again, unfortunately, it is, and we've said this before, when it comes to subjects like this, it's a bit of a taboo subject, isn't it? So again, I think it's good when I see like your socials and stuff, you'll say what you put on the other day, I've had anxiety from 7 till 7 or whatever.
I had
it is,
like
just
one of my worst
days
ever. It was yesterday, and I'm like, my head was just like 300 miles an hour. And that's just stepping out that door 30 minutes, just me on my own. It's really good.
But I think the fact that you share it and you normalise it, that like helps, doesn't it? Because unfortunately it is a bit of a taboo subject and not many people want to admit when they're struggling. So I think it's
this is why I always helpful. Like to say, I always on my socials I will always share the good days, I will always share the bad days, and I think people of my age, 45, like they will follow me because I do keep it real. Do you know what I mean? I don't just post the good stuff, and then people will message me saying thank you for posting that. I thought it was just me or this and this, but I am getting quite a few symptoms, but while my body's still allowing me to do it, I'll go and do it.
And I think, like say, running is probably the best thing just to keep doing, isn't it, to try and manage it.
Makes me happy.
So trainers, we love trainer talk, as you realised before when she arrived and we were all talking about trainers, she went, I've got no idea what you were all talking about. So your kind of philosophy, I guess, on trainers is that you just run, you just have trainers, you don't have any special race day trainers. Is that right?
Yeah, I've always don't get me wrong, years ago I did go and get my gait analysis done in a running shop, and then I've just stuck to them runners because they was fine for my feet. So I've never gone into race day trainers because, like I said before, it's just a hobby. It was just a hobby, and it still is just a hobby for me. Again, I've not got loads of money to get these trainers, race day trainers, all this, and I just wanted a trainer where I can just put them on in the porch, just run out, take them off in the porch, and that's me done, and that's what I've always stuck with. So I've always just stuck with the same. I've had 8 pairs now of the same running trainer, and then all of a sudden I thought, I just want to change trainers. So I have been to the running shop today at Run Northwest in Wilmslow, the new shop, and bought a different pair of trainers, which I never even thought I would run in. Again, I'm just going to use them.
Are they just like everyday trainers?
Yeah, they're just everyday trainers. But when I was leaving, she said to my husband, "You should just get us some carbon-plated trainers for Christmas, you know." And we were walking out the door.
Andrew's trained them well.
But again, I've never looked into it too much, and these do serve a purpose for me. And
so have you never worn carbon shoes?
No, I just run in neutral trainers for all of my work. I run till about 500 miles when I can tell they're flat. Then I'll get a new pair. And I've done that, and I've got, in my Strava, I've got 7 retired pairs. Yeah. I've got the ones I'm running in now, and then a walking pair, and that's just me. And then
keep it simple, because that's what you were saying to me. You don't rotate. You know, like some of us will have like various different pair, and we'll wear them for every day, and then for speed. And you literally just buy a pair of shoes, do you however much mileage in them, and then get another pair. Yeah. And that's what I've just done. And obviously, different trainers are going to probably make me faster and things like that, but I've just not gone into that. Or again, because sometimes I feel like I don't want to put myself under too much pressure all of the time and take the enjoyment out of things. About, again, like going back to races and stuff like that. We was talking before, Katie, weren't we, about going back to Manchester. I would go back to Manchester, but then I feel like, because I did my PB there, next time I go I'd have to do a better PB, or I'd have to better the time, because people would be like, "Oh, you're going for a PB," and I don't want to take the enjoyment away from everything like that. So, like I say, I just lace up and I just go out the door, and then I come take them off in the porch, and I come back in. I love it.
But you said before that you're chasing medals, and it's quite refreshing to see, because we all do put pressure on ourselves for the time.
Well, the medal's the same at the end of the day, isn't it? We all get that same medal, don't we? But it's like you were saying, the pressure often comes from other people, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like the 2 PBs, massive PBs I've got, they weren't races I was supposed to be doing. Like the plates for the half marathon PB, again, I won that through twisted running. Yeah. A week before. Yeah. And then the Manchester one, that weren't meant to happen, and that was my Manchester PB. So although I was still training, because I like to still train 30-35 miles a week, it wasn't. I've not like said, "Oh, I'll get them trainers for that day for London," or this and this. I just. But I do. I probably will, like the lady said in the shop today, trying, and now it's stuck in my head. Yeah. I wonder what they feel like.
Now you've ventured to a new pair, you might. Yeah.
But I just don't want it to take the enjoyment away of just going out, just to keep myself well, really.
Yeah. Okay, and I believe you've got a secret that's not going to be secret for much longer. So you've booked a 55k ultra. Yeah. So you were keeping it secret, but you told us. Yeah. So what convinced you to make the jump to ultra distance?
I've always wanted to do an ultra, and although a marathon is really hard, and like I say, the last 6 miles never prepare you for anything. I feel like an ultra will be very different, but I will need to start to learn to slow my speed down a bit, because I just get, like you say, you just get carried away, don't you, in the training runs and things like that. And again, while I'm fit and well, it's been a dream. Like a marathon was a dream, and now to run an ultra, I've not put in for an ultra before, because I don't do trail running, and a lot of the ultras are trail running. Yeah. And I didn't really want to make that change from trail running, because people say to me, "You love trail running," but I just like road running. Yeah. And although I have only tried the trails a little bit, I just like road running. So the one I booked beyond Manchester, it's 80% road, and 20% off-road, but it's not really trail. It's more canals and used railways and things like that. So I thought, if I am going to get into or do an ultra, this is probably a good one to maybe do. But I am doing it on my own. Yeah. But again, I've got a lot to learn, and whether I would do my own training plan for that, it's not till July. It's a bit risky, really. I might not necessarily be able to do that. So again, that's probably going from no coach to an online coach, or someone at least to help me do training plans that I can check in with every now and again. I mean, I've got a good idea, obviously. Yeah. But it's very different from doing a lot of speed work, whereas would I need to do all the speed work because I'm slowing my pace down, but I need to be able to do longer in my training runs, like past a marathon in my training runs.
Yeah.
But it's something I want to do, and I've just bit the bullet and I've just booked it.
Which one is it? What is
It's called Beyond Manchester. So it's like Manchester Ships.
Is it a new one?
I think it's only been done twice, but they do. It's called Beyond Manchester, but they do different areas of different ones. So
yeah.
But I figured because it's not all off road.
Yeah.
For my first one, I'll just whether I'll do another one after it, I don't know. Like I said, I've got no experience.
Yeah. I love it. So you've mentioned that your hard work and dedication pays off. So if a runner's listening and feeling stuck and wants to make the kind of progress that kind of you have, what is the single most important piece of advice that you'd give to them? And Laura Carter also asked this.
Just keep lacing up and just keep getting the miles in the legs. I always remember someone saying to me, you just need to get the miles in the legs. Once you've got the miles in the legs, it just gets easier, doesn't it? And like you say, it's not all about time, but it's about how you recover, and it's about going out and enjoying it, and good things happen, don't they? But it's experience with anything. The more you do things, the better you're going to become if you want to. Just miles in your legs, just lace up on the days you don't want to be accountable to someone. Say, Katie, I'm going to run. When I get home from work, like I say to my son, I want to ring him, like, I need to go out for a run, I don't want to go. And he's like, but you know when you get back, how are you going to feel? So again, it's just getting out that door. But
so when people go, well, don't go then, you're like, no, that's not the answer I want. You need to tell me to go.
What do you mean don't go?
Don't go, that's not an option.
Just tell me to go.
Because even like say, well, when you don't want to go, you know you need to go because you'll feel better, don't you?
And you do. And it's just fast forwarding to when you get back, like, but dark, rain, getting up early, they just make you a better, stronger person, I think. You know what I mean? And that's why you have to have a bit of, you have to really like enjoy the sport, obviously, to be committed. But it's funny because I run 5 days a week, but if like I run certain days and I have rest days, and if I don't run like tomorrow, it's like I always run on a Tuesday. It's like, oh my gosh. If I don't run it, it's like, when's is my rest day? But you don't always have to work like that. You don't have to run 5 days a week, obviously, but just miles in the legs, I think. And someone told me that, and it's always stuck with me, and it helps.
And keep enjoying it, I think, is something I've picked up from you as you do it.
I don't want to pressure to take the enjoyment out of it, because that's not what I intended to start. You know what I mean? It just keeps me well, and I just enjoy it, and this is why the pressure sometimes is there. Especially because I'm a qualified personal trainer, and I have coached classes, and because you're in that environment and people expect you to be good at things. It's the same with food. Before, when we were saying, they expect you to eat well all of the time just because you qualified in nutrition. So for people who like coach running and stuff, like people expect people to be really good or this time, or expect every run to be good, but it's not, and this is why I always document the good and the bad.
Fab. Okie dokes. Right, quick trail, I was going to say. I just read trail there. Quick fire. So, road, trail or track?
Road.
Have you ever done track?
No.
Sorry, it's not going to be fastest, is it? I'm not helping, am I? Morning or evening workouts?
Morning.
Long intervals or tempo runs?
Tempo runs.
Hill sprints or flat sprints?
Flat sprints.
Recovery runs or rest days?
Recovery runs.
Heart rate zone training or pace-based training?
Pace-based.
Cross training or focus solely on running?
Running.
Competitive mindset or fun and enjoyment?
Fun and enjoyment.
Fab. Well, that's all our questions, I think, isn't it? So, thanks for coming on, Bev. It's been really interesting, and good luck with everything. And keep going. You will definitely get that good for age time if you don't get in this year for
like I say, to even be able to apply for good for age, you know, it was never.
It's a massive achievement.
It is, and I sometimes, like I say, I still can't believe that that's me. So I am.
Oh yeah, well done everything you've achieved, and good luck with everything else.
Thank you.
Yeah, get yourself in the ballot as well. Prison rules.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming on back.
Thanks, Bev. It's been great to hear about your journey.
Thank you.
That's it for this episode. In our next episode, we'll be speaking to a Bramall runner who's been setting PBs all year. She has PBs of 18.26 for 5k, 37.42 for 10k, 81.09 for the half, and 2.57 for the marathon. We'll be speaking to Sarah Barron. So get those questions in for Sarah, and remember, don't let the fear of a bad race stop you from running the miles that will change your life.